But we get to the scorpion skinny and just remind everyone what this one looks like and why it's called the scorpion.
Oh my! So this skinny, what would you say the length is on this? I think it's probably about 50 feet. It's long. It's long.
Yeah.
It's
It
I would
feels
say
like a
50
football
feet.
field up there. I feel like you score a touchdown at the end of that thing.
Yeah, that's true. It feels like that.
Yeah.
But yeah, I would say it's about 50 feet. So it's pretty long. And at the highest point, I think it gets up to about 4 feet. So, and the reason why it's called, well, I don't know if it's actually called scorpion, but that's what you and I call it. The reason why we call it scorpion is there's actually an alt line about 20 feet down this skinny. You can actually go off to the left and it gets even skinnier and makes like a letter C. So it goes out from the main skinny and then comes back into the main skinny. So if you can imagine, I guess it would be the letter P backwards. Oh, I guess that would be the letter Q. It would be like the letter Q. So this, this is terrible. I'm the worst.
This is the most confusing episode of Sesame Street I've ever listened to.
Wait,
It's the letter
lowercase Q,
P
uppercase?
or Q backwards. Wait, backwards Q,
cursive?
lowercase.
I tell you what, it's tough. It's what it
Here's
is.
what it
It's
is.
tough. Holy moly!
It's a tree that fell that they flattened out the top and you can ride on top of it, and then they put a teacup handle skinny halfway through it. So you make a turn and there's a little teacup handle on that thing.
How dare you make me explain it, and then you had the perfect explanation. You were waiting for me to screw up.
This is in the show notes. This is in the show notes. Set Sage up. Have him explain it. He's going to do his backwards P bit. This is going to be awesome. I'm going to totally nail him. And then I'm going to explain it perfectly with the teacup. No, the teacup just came to me. You know what? I wasn't even going to talk about the skinny. I was just setting you up for the backwards P comment, which is a Q. Go ahead and put in the comments what a backwards P is for you.
Oh my Lord.
All right. The podcast is officially the dumbest one we've ever done. But I mean, I think we can break the record next time. I feel confident in us, our abilities.
Yeah.
All right. So Stick had not ridden the full straight line skinny, which gets a little bit janky in the middle with some of the way the wood's cut. It's very skinny in the beginning. The beginning's very skinny, but then that's the lowest consequence part. And then as you go, it gets higher and higher consequence. And Stick did it, and he's super, super stoked. It's actually the picture that we have for the thumbnail for the episode is Stick's just like super authentic, awesome grin on his face of just supreme stoke after riding that skinny, because it's really long. It's very scary looking in person. I'm sure the video won't do it justice. Yeah, and he was really, really stoked, and we were stoked for him. We were hugging and high fiving and doing all the celebratory things that we talk about that make a great ride, and why not? Let's feel good. And then I get on it, and I get past the skinny difficult part, and I'm at home free. All I got to do is ride to the end. I get up to almost the highest part, and just run off of the thing, just like And you know what I know the problem is, and there's footage of this. So if you're watching it, you're probably watching me fall off of that skinny right now, and I got very lucky I didn't get hurt. Besides a couple of scrapes, but. Here's how I know I was doing it wrong, is because I actually have a memory of what my tire looked like when it fell off of the skinny.
Okay.
I remember my tire getting too close to the edge and then seeing the side knobs like lose their grip and me go down. And what does that mean? Where was I looking? I was looking at my front wheel. You gotta get your eyes up. So, I just wasn't in that like headspace. I was in a little bit of a panic mode of just get the thing over with. Yeah. And, and just stay calm, trust your skills. I couldn't go out like that. So I did get back up and I did do it correctly, and it wasn't that big of a deal. But then you did the handle, the teacup handle. So tell us about that experience, because you made it look awesome, dude.
Oh man, you know what? Ever since we saw Hunter do it, and I don't think I have footage of Hunter doing the teacup, but ever since we saw him do that, it's been in my brain for the longest time. And the single speed was the perfect. I knew it was a dry day. I had the right bike. Let's do this thing. And my goodness, it is. You know how you were saying, you didn't have your eyes up. This teacup feature forces you to have your eyes down. If you have your eyes up, then you're going to go right off the edge. So you have to constantly eyes down, eyes up, eyes down, eyes up, and it's it's a lot of concentration. You can't go fast because you do have to do at least one small endo move, if
you're
not
constantly
two
turning.
or three.
Yeah, there's no straight lines to it.
Right. And it goes higher. It actually goes higher than the other log.
And if that back tire goes out, like that's a really bad, not fun fall at all. That's not really a fall you can bail from, or it's just imagine the back tire just like falling out from underneath you. I mean, it's not a good feeling. And if it's the derailleur side, you're going to rip off all those parts.
That's it. Yep. It's good night. Yep.
Yeah. So it's going to be an expensive bill as well.
With the front tire, Dan, you see when it's about to go off. When your back tire slips, it's just abrupt. You don't even know what happened. The ground just falls out from underneath you. It's like a trap door that opens, and you just kind of fall through it. So this is why I practice the endo move in the trail. For no reason, I'll just throw endo turns in. That's what I did. I did just one little 1 to 2 inch moves. And
you're so good at that.
Dude, you know what though? It came in so handy, and my confidence level was through the roof on that. I knew I had it in the bag. You
had it. You did. You're so confident. You're so smooth on it. So the video, I'm sure, is playing right now, and it doesn't do it justice. You know what I mean? Like you can't look at that video and understand the consequence of that and how difficult that is. Yeah. I tried to, after I saw that, I was like, I think I could do that with a couple of those little endo turns. And, but getting onto the teacup section, obviously the tree fell. And so going straight, like that's a straight cut. And then they added someone, masterfully added this wooden teacup handle skinny around there. And I just couldn't commit to getting onto it because I just wasn't sure that I could do it. And so I did a whole bunch of run-ups, and I just didn't have that commitment in me. So, same thing with Stick. I think we were just both like, do we really even want to get up on there? You just have to be able to go 100%. You have to be able to go 100%.
Were you visualizing the teacup?
I had not been, no.
Well, there you go then. There you go.
Yeah, I had not been visualizing it, and I don't really practice those little micro endo turns like you do. Or I hadn't been. Like now I am. Now that we started doing skinnies again so much because this new trail, Twisted Sister, that Dane and some of his buddies just built at Mount Penn a couple of years ago, that's where they're throwing in, 90% of these skinnies or it's a very easy kind of like beginner level trail. And then there's just all these, intermediate to super advanced level skinnies throughout the entire thing, like Dane and Fred and some of the other guys that are building, they're just out there with chainsaws and pulleys, and I mean it's wild, and the thing, and they've pointed out more stuff that they're building. Was a 7-foot drop off of like a diving board skinny was coming up. I was like, I was excited to get the teeter-totter. Like these things are terrifying me.